No. Got it.
Got it.
You want to stay off the video?
Okay, and everybody's on mute. Thank you. So thank you for joining us for the last Kindergarten Academy. Tonight, we're going to talk about going to kindergarten. So many things about kindergarten may be new for you, and we want to make sure that you are comfortable with the changes. So as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about when I go somewhere new, I have questions, and I thought you might have these same questions. So we're going to go through them together. The first question I have is, what will I need to take with me? So what you'll need to take, usually your grown-ups will contact the school, okay? Like your parents, your grandparents will contact the school, and each school will usually give a supply list. And everybody's list is different, but I have some things that usually are on the list. So the first thing you might want to have, think about what you think you would need. You're going to need a book bag, okay? And in your book bag, you might need a lunch box, which I don't have. You also might be asked to bring something like some folders, some paper. You might need a pencil bag, or they might rather that you have something like a pencil box. And in your pencil box is where you keep your crayons, your pencils, glue stick, scissors, pencil sharpener, eraser, and maybe you will need something like a highlighter or a whiteboard marker. Okay, so those are possibly things that they might ask you to bring. They also might ask you to bring some extra things for the classroom. So something like, sometimes they ask for Post-it notes, sticky notes, and sometimes they ask for boxes of Kleenex. Okay, especially if you know you've got a cold, it's always good to have a box of Kleenex with you. So the next question that I always think about is, how am I going to get there? So how will you get to school? Well, kids arrive at school in lots of different ways. Your grown-ups, parents, grandparents will decide how you will travel. It's important for you to know what you're going to do. So if you're going to go, you might go by a bus, you might walk, you might be taken in a car, or you might ride in a van from a childcare center. So it's important for you to know how you're going to get there and have that worked out. If you're going to walk, you might want to practice walking from your house to school a couple of times and see how long it takes you, because it's important to be to school on time. And it's very helpful to have a nighttime and a morning time routine to help you get there on time. So let's look at this. Let's start with a nighttime routine, okay? So these are some things you might be doing at night before you go to bed. Think about what you do at night before you go to bed, and I bet most of the stuff is already there, all right? Just put a thumbs up. Anybody have homework to finish tonight? Not yet, right? Not yet, but you might have some homework that you have to finish. So once you finish your homework, you want to put it right away in your backpack. Pack your backpack. Okay. Anybody have a lunch to pack for tomorrow? Probably not, but you could pack your lunch before you go to school. Sometimes you might not like what they're serving in the cafeteria, or sometimes you may be asked to bring a snack. So packing in your lunch, pack your lunch bag the night before and stick it in the fridge. Then you don't have to worry about it in the morning. All right. I bet you do this already at night. Do you choose the clothes you're going to wear the next day? Thumbs up if you do. Choose what you're going to wear. Yeah. Then you're not standing there going, I wonder what I'm going to wear.
I don't need to pack my lunch bag because they make it in a plate already.
Oh, perfect. Even better. If you don't have to pack it, that's great. Now, how about after you take off your dirty clothes, you put them in, thumbs up if you do this, you put them right in the hamper. Put them in the dirty clothes. Mommy would appreciate that if you did. And then after you've got your dirty clothes put away, anybody take a bath or a shower at night? It's nice to get that taken care of at night, a bath or a shower. And I know you do this, thumbs up, brush your teeth. Put your jammies on. Yeah. Anybody get a bedtime story? Anybody give out some hugs and kisses? Hugs and kisses before you go to bed? Yeah. And finally, lights out, right? Got the lights out so you can get a good night's sleep. It's important to have a lot of rest and to be ready. You might even have to go to bed a little bit earlier than you do during the summertime because you're going to have to get up early to get to school. Okay. So.
Are we doing morning now?
You do morning now?
I do night.
I'm going to in a minute. We're going to do something first. Okay. So speaking of brushing your teeth is something you do in the morning and at night, right? You brush your teeth before you go to bed, and then you brush your teeth in the morning before you leave. So I have some pictures here. I'm going to ask you to put them in order. So this is picture number 1, is brush my teeth for 2 minutes. He's brushing his teeth. The second one is wet and put the toothpaste on my toothbrush. Did you notice they're not in the right order? Yeah. The next one is floss between my teeth. Number 3. And number 4 is rinse with water and spit out. Spit in the sink. So I want you to think, number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. What do you do first? When you brush your teeth, what do you do first? Is it number 1, brush my teeth? Number 2, wet and put toothpaste on my brush? Number 3, floss? Number 4, rinse? Show me with your fingers, which one is it? Ah, I see it. Number 2 is first. So after you put the toothpaste on your brush, the second thing you do is brush your teeth, floss, or rinse. 1, 3, 4. After you put the toothpaste on your toothbrush.
Which one is brush your teeth?
Number 1.
Is that what you do after you?
Is that what you think? Number 1? Yeah. After you've got it all set up, you're going to brush your teeth for 2 minutes. Okay. After you brush your teeth, you've got all that stuff in your mouth. Do you, number 3, floss your teeth, or number 4, rinse and spit? Number 4, rinse and spit is the third thing you do. So that means the last thing you do is floss. So you wet the toothpaste, you put the toothpaste on, you brush your teeth for 2 minutes, you rinse with water and spit in the sink, and then finally you floss between your teeth. Make sure you got everything out, right?
The only reason you don't floss is that like the big spaces between your teeth. Someday you want me to floss.
You might do it. You might do it differently. You might floss first. You might floss after you brush. As long as all those steps get done, you sure aren't going to brush your teeth before you put the toothpaste on it, though, are you? That would be kind of silly. Okay. So we've gone to bed. We've turned our lights off. Now it's good morning time. Now, I tried to make sure that we talked about things that we were going to do at night, so we had fewer things to do in the morning, because you get up and it's early. and you have to get out of the house. So the first thing, and again, thumbs up if you do this, make your bed. Do you make your bed? Kalasia, do you make your bed? Okay. And then you go and you wash up, wash your face, wash your hands. Everybody do that? You gotta get all the sleep from your eyes, right? Wake yourself up. That water on your face helps to wake you up. And then you can brush your teeth. Yep. Good. Get dressed. You get dressed by yourself each morning. You've already got your clothes laid out, right? You laid the clothes out at night, so you know exactly what you're going to wear.
I already got my clothes up, but then since my pajamas are comfy, I'm gonna switch back to my pajamas because I like comfy the most and a little bit not comfy a little bit because I like being comfy and comfortable before.
Okay. All right. You put your PJs away after you get dressed in your school clothes. Keep your rooms nice and tidy. Some people like to eat breakfast at home, but you can probably also eat breakfast at school. They have breakfast there usually too.
I do that. Sometimes I eat here because I don't like the breakfast, and sometimes I eat both, and sometimes I don't eat there. But there's a rule. There's a rule that the rule is not if Miss Brown asks you if you want to eat and you say no, then you don't get it.
And you don't get it, right? You got to think, make sure you stick by what you said. Yeah. Now, before you leave, you got to get your shoes on. So keep your shoes in a good spot where you know where they are, right? And then finally, you leave on time so you'll get to school on time. And nobody's fussing in the morning because nobody wants to start their day off fussing and late, do they? Okay. So, very good. Now, one thing you might have to do in the morning is make your own breakfast. Can anybody make their own cereal in the morning? Does anybody know how to make their cereal? See, you're going to need a bowl and a spoon and a cereal and some milk. So, if we have those things,
My mom, if she says yes, then I'll be if I can do it, but she'll have to watch me because the cereal box is big and I might not see the cereal pouring and I might accidentally spill it. So that's why
Right.
she does it. But maybe when I get older, I'll be able to do it.
yes, you're right. The cereal boxes are big and the milk can be heavy. But what do you do first? If it's a big thing and you've got to hurry up. The first thing you do is ask, okay?
help.
Ask for help if you need it. So, but first you put the cereal in the bowl, right?
Yep.
And then after the cereal's in, what goes in next? Then you put in the
Milk.
milk. And finally, you eat it all up.
Maybe it was too much that you put it in and you didn't want to eat all of it.
If you can't eat it all, that's fine, but try and not waste it, okay? Now, another question that you might have is, what am I going to wear to school? Some schools have special uniforms or special clothes that you wear.
And some schools you can wear whatever you want.
And some schools you can wear whatever you want. So
In my school, I wear whatever I want, but when I get to kindergarten, I'm going to have to wear my uniform.
yes, in kindergarten, you may very much so have to wear a uniform, but you also need to remember to dress for the weather because you're going to be going outside for recess. So make sure you have a raincoat if it's raining. And if in the wintertime, you need your heavy coat and your gloves and a hat so that you can be warm outside, okay? And another good idea is keep a sweater or a sweatshirt in your book bag, because even when it's really hot outside, it might be cold in the classroom because the air conditioning is in the classroom. And you know, when you go in a restaurant sometimes and it's really cold, even in the summertime, it's good to have a sweater. Okay. So just be ready for that.
Well, what about you have a long sleeve shirt and you're actually not cold?
Well, then you don't need to put your sweater on. See, that's the beauty of taking it with you. If you need it, you have it. And if you don't need it, you don't need to put it on.
But
Okay.
what about you have a sweater on already?
Well, then you don't need another sweater probably. I'm thinking more this time in the summertime. Okay. All right. The next one is, how will you get home? You might get home from school in a different way than you got to school. Some kids, their parents take them to school and they ride a bus home, or they ride a van to a child care center. So again, you just need to know what you're going to do. So make sure you have that conversation with your parents, okay? And also make sure that you know what to do if something goes wrong, like who's supposed to pick you up. They'll let you know that so that you are ready, okay? Now, the next question we're going to talk about is, how will I make friends? You're going to be in a room with 20 new kids that you don't know, so you're going to have to make some new friends. So it's important to practice this. Now, I want to make sure you're on mute, okay? Because you're going to answer. Everybody can answer at the same time, but everybody's going to have different answers, okay? So just stay on mute. I don't need to hear you. I need you to practice the answers, okay? Ready? What's your name?
Claudia.
Okay, Claudia, go on mute. Would you, sweetie? Do you know how to do that? What do you like to do? What do you like to do? Do you like to draw? Do you like to read? Do you like to play with blocks? What do you like to do? What do you like to eat for lunch?
Pasta.
All right. And what do you like to play with on the playground? Okay, got those answers in your head? Now, when you meet your teacher, you say, "Hi, my name is," what's your name?
Claudia.
"And I like to read." Okay, or whatever you like. And then you say, like, if it's a friend, not your teacher, but a friend, you say, "What do you like? What's your name? What do you like?" Introduce yourself and let them introduce to you. If at lunchtime you sit next to somebody new, you say, "Hi, my name is Kit. My name is Kalasia. My name is Claudia. My name is Malaya. And I like to eat hamburgers, pasta and peas, hot dogs."
I don't like cheese.
You don't like that? Okay. Well, whatever you like, you tell them. And then you ask them, "Well, what's your name? What do you like to eat?" Okay. And at recess, you say the same thing. "Hi, my name is," "I like to play on the swings," or whatever you like to play on. Maybe you like the sliding board. "What do you like to play on? You want to come play with me?" Okay. Let them know your name and let them know that you are friendly and that they will love being your friend. Okay. Now, another way to make good friends is to be a good friend. And you be a good friend by being kind. So I have some things, and we're going to decide if it's kind or if it's unkind. Okay? Something that's nice, something that's not nice. Because you want to be a good friend and you want to make friends with people who are kind. You don't want to be friends with somebody who's not going to be kind to you. So let's think about it. Kind is thumbs up. Unkind is thumbs down. Got it? All right. I see your thumbs ready. All right. Helpful. Is being helpful kind or unkind? Absolutely. You want to be helpful with your friends and you want to be helpful in the classroom. Sharing. I see lots of thumbs up. Yeah. Sharing is a kind thing to do and something else that you want to do in the classroom. The next one. She's pulling her hair, hurting. If you're hurting somebody, no, that's not nice. We sure don't want to do that. How about giving a high five? Yeah, that's kind. Somebody does something well, say, good job. Congratulations. Doesn't it feel good when somebody tells you that or somebody gives you a high five? Okay, teasing. No way. Teasing hurts people's feelings. We don't want to tease. Caring. It's your heart. Yeah. Can you do the heart? There you go. Using kind words. Obviously, that is kind, right? It's right in it. Okay. Not listening. That's unkind to your teacher. And that's unkind to your friends. If your friend tells you something, listen to them. Okay. Cooperation. Look, they're building something together. Yep. That's what you like to do with your friends. Doing things together. How about yelling? Loud voices? If you have 20 kids in a room and everybody's yelling, it's awful. And nobody can understand what's being said. How about bothering your friends? Is bothering a good thing? No, look, he's drawing on his paper. You don't want somebody to do that to you. Okay, 2 more. Teamwork, working together. Absolutely. Oops. And the last one is honesty. Tell the truth. Telling the truth is the kind thing to do. You all were very good at that. So I know you will be good friends and you will have lots of good friends. Now, the next question you might have is, how do I know what to do? I'm in a new school with a new teacher. How do I know what to do? Well, in order to know what to do, you have to be a good listener. So your teacher and other grown-ups at school will tell you what you need to know. And if you don't understand, you just raise your hand and ask them to say it again or to make it clear for you. It's okay to ask questions. So let's practice listening by playing a game.
I'm not going to school for a while because I'm sick.
Okay, well, you'll be better. Hopefully you'll be better by the time it's time to go to school, to kindergarten, because you won't go until probably the very end of August or maybe even the beginning of September, which is many weeks away from now. But you still have time to get ready and think about it, okay? But I hope you're feeling better soon, Claudia. So we're going to play a game called Simon Says. Have you ever played Simon Says before? So so I'm going to say something like Simon says, pat your head. Okay. And if Simon says, pat your head, you pat your head. But if I just say, pat your head, don't pat your head. You have to be a good listener. Okay. Ready? Touch your eyebrows. Oh, you're good. Simon says, touch your eyebrows. Simon says, touch your eyebrows. There you go. Very good. Okay. Simon says, touch your back. Simon says, very good, touch your back. Simon says, hug yourself. Give yourself a good hug. Very good. Touch your knee. Simon says, touch your knee. Did I catch you? All right, ready? Simon, this is a hard one, so listen. Simon says, count to 10 in your head and raise your hand when you're done. Count to 10 in your head and raise your hand when you're done. Simon says. There you go. Okay, very good. Wave your arms above your head. Stop up. Simon says, wave your arms above your head. Did I catch you? All right. Simon says, clap 5 times. Simon says it's okay. All right. And Simon says, wiggle your two directions here. Simon says, wiggle your nose and smile to show your teeth. So Simon says, wiggle your nose and smile to show your teeth. Some people don't have many teeth to show, do they? They'll get there. Don't you worry. They'll be back. Now, probably the last question that you're going to wonder is, do I know enough for kindergarten? So you may wonder if you know enough things to do well in kindergarten, but of course you do. Of course you do. You don't need to know everything before you go to kindergarten, because you're going to learn it in kindergarten, because you're going to be a good listener, and you're going to watch, and you're going to work hard, and you're going to do your best. So I have a book to share with you, and it's called Ruby in Her Own Time. All right. It's written by Jonathan Emmett, and it's illustrated by Rebecca Henry. Let's listen to her story. Ruby in Her Own Time. Once upon a time, upon a nest beside a lake, there lived 2 ducks, a mother duck and a father duck. There were 5 eggs in the nest, and mother duck sat upon the nest all day. Through howling wind and driving rain, looking after the eggs, all 5 of them. So how many eggs are there? 5. Okay. Boy, it's hard to be a mother duck, isn't it? Whew. Then one bright morning, the eggs began to hatch. 1, 2, 3, 4 little beaks poked out into the sunlight. 1, 2, 3, 4 little ducklings shook their feathers in the breeze. We'll call them Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca, said Father Duck, and Mother Duck agreed. So how many eggs hatched? 4. Okay. But the 5th egg did nothing. Will it ever hatch? Said Father Duck. It will, said Mother Duck, in its own time. Sure enough, it did. She's very small, said Father Duck. What shall we call her? We'll call her Ruby, said Mother Duck, because she's small and precious. Isn't that sweet? Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca ate whatever they were given. They ate anything and everything. But Ruby ate nothing. Will she ever eat? Said Father Duck. She will, said Mother Duck, in her own time. And sure enough, she did. Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca swam off whenever they were able. They swam anywhere and everywhere, but Ruby swam nowhere. Will she ever swim? Said Father Duck. She will, said Mother Duck, in her own time. And sure enough, she did. Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca grew bigger. And Ruby grew bigger too. Her feathers grew out, her wings grew broad and beautiful. And when Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca began to fly, what do you think will happen? Ruby flew too. Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca flew far and wide. They flew out across the water and they flew up among the trees. And Ruby flew farther and wider and flew out beyond the water. She flew above the trees. She flew anywhere and everywhere. She stretched out her beautiful wings and soared high among the clouds. Mother Duck and Father Duck watched Ruby flying off into the distance. Will she ever come back? Said Mother Duck. She will, said Father Duck, in her own time. The end. So, just like Ruby, there might be some things in school that are not as easy for you, and you have to practice at it. And there might be some things in school that you were really, really, really good at, but don't worry, because everybody learns in their own time, and you're going to do a great job in kindergarten. So thank you for joining me for these last several months for Kindergarten Academy. And I hope that you were able to learn some new things and hear some new stories. And please remind your grown-ups who were there to make sure that they respond to the survey and make sure we get your address so you can get your goodies in the mail, okay?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.